see the same with the example board, the 6.2 short board. So if you open this, you'll see the same colors like you described. Now, first of all, this is not a problem. This is actually just showing where the surfaces are being split in the NURBS model. So it's giving you some details as well about how the nose to tail curves evolve. So that was actually the initial use of this coloring without the contour highlighting. I chose to keep it this way because it gives a lot of extra information. However, the coloring being purple or green or yellow, it doesn't really matter. The feature remains the same. The darker, the steeper; the lighter, the flatter, the more horizontal. So how can I fix this? If I go to the slices, first of all, I need to pretty much make sure that all my slices have the same amount of control points, which is always a good idea to do. But secondly, if you zoom in on this tuck edge, you can see that it's no edge. So how do I fix this easily? I click on add point, I add a point here on the edge, then I remove this point. I will do this later, but first I will collapse the control points on this point, so it's a hard edge. Now when I drag this down, you can see this will become a hard edge. This is a clear area of the tuck point. Before it was like a curve where there is no real edge, so it's not well defined. Now if I now remove this point, so the board pretty much remains the same, and I go to the bay, you'll see that the colors are now green and yellow. Now, to come again, it is not a problem if you see more colors, but it kind of highlights that the NURBS model is unable to, to correctly find all the nose to tail curves. It's always better from a model's point of view for machining and everything to have the green and the yellow. Before designing, it doesn't really matter if you have these different colors. The same things will still display correctly. So if you look here, you'll still see the same dark areas, the same light areas. The only difference you'll see is that the surface will be split in multiple places instead of only on the tuck line. So yeah, if you see this is not problematic. If you, however, see what you shown before, like we also see in the stand-up race-up, this color thing, this is kind of problematic. This pretty much means the model is pretty badly defined. Now, if this model still looks smooth, which it doesn't really, but if it still looks smooth, everything will work fine. But if you see all these kinks, you got some work to do. I hope this clears up a little bit. Okay, let's fix it in this guy's board. So we have the colors, just like you showed. Go to the slice. If you now zoom in, we only need to do it in one slice. We don't need to do it in every slice. If all the slices have the same amount of control points, the software will figure it out. So this point here, let's zoom a bit in. Now, best thing to do is actually just collapse the red point like this, and if we want to keep a little bit of curve, we can extend the yellow point down, so the curve continues nicely. If we now go to the bay, well, there it is.